Yo, what is everybody doing tonight? What is everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing tonight? That's what I meant to say. Welcome in to the Gaming Den for a very special episode. Happy Thanksgiving to my American friends here. It is a holiday for us tomorrow. A lot of us get tomorrow off, and if you're lucky, you get the next day off. Or if you're really lucky, you get to work the next day off, and you get time and a half for it. So, super excited about that. But tonight, we are going to be looking at Gamesgiving. Gamesgiving is the idea that we've had one heck of a year in gaming this year, and I think with hobbies that we enjoy, things that we get to experience, in there should be a level of Thanksgiving. So, one of the questions I have for the panel tonight is going to be what is something we are thankful for this year that has to do with gaming? That could be something that happened, a game that got announced, a game that you got to play, something that affected you in gaming. It doesn't necessarily have to be from like a game that released this year, but just what makes us thankful as gamers in 2025. Also, we will be discussing Saudi running out of money. This is a for their public investment fund. This is an article that I found that is referencing an article from the New York Times. And we have a financial guru here tonight in Mr. David Faulkner, which I will get to him in just a minute. And so we are going to be picking his brain on what's kind of going on. Is this overreaction? Is it clickbait? Is it like, what is it? And so we have him here for that. Also, along those same type of lines, we have Embracer Group selling off 2 more of its companies. We'll be discussing that a little bit. I view this as things are starting to maybe crumble in those big investments that were happening. Kind of maybe they bit off more than they can chew, and now things are starting to unravel just a bit. We'll see how far off I am on that. And then December, we're going to be going over PlayStation Plus Essential Monthly Games. Lego Horizon Adventures is coming to the service. We will be discussing that and more. And then, oh, I'm so happy. Hogwarts Legacy 2 may be getting that single-player sequel after all. The last thing we heard about it, and we talked about it on the show, was that it was canceled, gone, done, in favor of a live service. That's right. We wanted live service. We want the money. We want the microtransactions. Give us live service. But there might be hope for Hogwarts Legacy Part 2 yet. On top of that, we have a PlayStation Portal workaround now that they have enabled cloud streaming and all of that without the connection to the PS5 being required, which is kind of cool. You can still be a part of your ecosystem without having to turn on your PlayStation. That's kind of neat. But there's a workaround now where you can do couch co-op, so we're going to talk about that. And then if there's time on this Gamesgiving, we will be looking at Xbox having to increase their console prices again, and Call of Duty getting dog-walked into oblivion, and I'm actually excited about that. But with that being said, we have guests to introduce. More than that, though, we have y'all to introduce. So we have It's Just Henry, Rachie, Corey Massey, and Josh Ayers already in the chat box, already doing their thing, hanging out. Thank y'all so much for being here. We are going to get started. If you have not done it yet, hit the like button. If you're new here afterwards, leave a comment. Let me know you were here. Subscribe even.
Phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's.
Oh, and with that, I hit the button like 10 seconds or 5 seconds too early. With that,
Hi,
we will
Thrifty.
get to the panel. What's up, guys? I always, whenever I do that, when there's multiple people on, I feel like I just walked in like a very private moment, like we're like. Let's say y'all are at a coffee shop. I just bust through the door like Kramer, and like y'all just like turn and just stare at me, and I'm like, that's how that feels.
Oh look,
Every time.
Thrifty's here.
Oh look, Thrifty's here.
Play the Seinfeld theme.
Oh man, I love that show. I don't
It's a show
watch
about
TV
nothing.
anymore. It's so good. It's so good. Okay.
It's a show about nothing. How do we know if it ends?
I need them to do it again. But like, I mean, they remade Friends. It's a very private moment. Yeah, they remade Friends with How I Met Your Mother. I mean, that was essentially just a Friends clone. They lived above a bar instead of above a coffee shop. So
I
I
think
mean,
you'll find some people will fight you very hard if you try to say one's
Yeah.
as good as the other.
Yeah.
no, Friends is the goat, but How I Met Your Mother is really good if you skip season 8. Season 8 was so bad. Season 8 was
I love how
terrible.
people tell me, go watch a show, but skip like half the seasons because they
no,
suck.
no. Just season 8. Stop
Just
after,
season 8 is...
Stop after a certain couple gets married and do not watch anymore. That is the end. Happily ever after, and we're done. Don't just...
I sense there's passion with this. There's a very passionate opinion there.
So Thrifty's passionate about his soap operas.
Listen, dude. Listen, I watched that show live when it came out. It was a weekly episode. It wasn't live streamed. It was a weekly episode in our house. Anyways, now we had
All right,
kids
Grandpa.
and we don't get to watch TV anymore. Hey, all right, Grandpa, kiss my ass. I don't like people anymore. It says Corey Master.
Thrifty's gonna cry in a corner.
I'm going to get
Thrifty
kicked off
Massey
the show in the
says-
first 2 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
no, hey, you actually showed up in the first 3 minutes, so I'm happy.
Oh, that's harsh. It's fair,
Oh.
but harsh.
That's a low blow.
Accurate.
Golly, accurate. Okay, so
Don't worry, he'll probably get whiffed away from us at some point.
it gets good. Reishi said, "Go watch One Piece. It gets good after episode 1000."
Oh God.
But you need the other 999 for context.
9 episodes, yeah.
Oh man. Okay, we're here to do a gaming podcast.
Yeah, it turned into a TV show podcast.
Hey, listen, I used to watch a lot of TV. I mean, a lot of TV. Flash,
Mhm.
Arrow.
TV used to be good, though.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna say TV used to be good.
Man, I will take Looney Tunes over any educational bullshit outside of Bluey that's on the television currently. Like,
Well, while we're on the... Before we shift off the subject, TV shows have gotten substantially worse since the streaming came along, right? Because
Yeah.
it used to be you had to produce a quality show for people to watch so you could sell the advertising.
Mhm.
And that was the point of doing it, to sell advertising. And now, with the no requirement to sell the advertising, and they're just doing it with subscriptions, the quality is just disintegrated to 4/5 of nothing.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is having these hits every now and then to entice people to subscribe to it for whatever period of time it is. So, by changing how they make their money, it has substantially deteriorated the quality of the TV. And we can look at that and then pivot across and look at gaming and go, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
yeah, yeah. So we are. Man, okay. So movies and anyways, no, we're done with that. We're gonna put a pin in that.
No idea.
We're gonna
He's
go.
gone. He's
That's a
gone.
can of worms for another day.
It is a can of worms for another way, but I was so passionate about like TV shows back in the day, like all the shows from my childhood, Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell, which like people don't realize that show went on for like 8-9 seasons as a children's show. Like it was a teenage melodrama at its best, with like everything had a moral, everything had a purpose, but they dealt with things like anorexia, bulimia, body image. They dealt with stuff like drugs and alcohol and lying and stealing and like hurt. And when like these shows back then dealt with stuff. And so when you saw that, or when you I don't know, I just felt like you were more prepared. I felt like the shows back then taught you more and didn't treat you like such a child as they do now. Like,
now it's just a bunch of random cartoon characters slapping each other and saying, "Oh, look, this is funny." Laugh.
even the live action stuff is that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Yeah,
be
it's a
careful
lot.
though, because remember that Beavis and Butthead existed in our youth.
Oh, true. Yeah, that was basically the
I
whole
mean,
show's premise.
That's true. I wasn't allowed to watch
I'm
it in my house, but that's true.
I'm Cornholio.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch that in my house. So, oh, fun fact: Smallville made WB really. It went on for 10 seasons.
Yeah.
How did
Even though
WB lose money on Smallville?
They did it. Smallville was done all before you could use the Unreal Engine to do your CGI, so they had to do most of those stunts.
Yeah, they had to do a lot of those stunts, Thrifty.
WoW cut that in? Huh? Money laundering. The oh yeah.
The Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, that was whoops. That just caught that was my gateway drug into realizing that the DC TV universe was on CW was way better than the DC live action universe on film. Like it was.
Dude, DC can't get live action movies and shows. Well, no, I lie. TV shows were good at some point, but now they turned to crap. The movies I feel like they could have never gotten right after Christopher Nolan's Batman.
And they canceled the new Batman.
No,
They did? Though I thought that with Matt Reeves Batman?
I could have swore they've come out and said they only want one Batman in the universe, so they canceled it.
It's James Gunn's Batman.
Yeah.
No. You can see why, because that's weird, because the Batman from Matt Reeves did really well.
Okay, never mind.
That was a that was a more accurate view of Batman from the comics, the Matt Reeves one.
Matt Reeves, yeah. It
was more authentic and more in line with the comics.
Yeah.
Nolan's was great.
Oh yes.
I really
okay, it hasn't been canceled. It got delayed. Rumors were that it was canceled October 1st, 2020. No, that was 6 months ago. Okay,
Nolan's.
It's filming January 2020. Okay, so there were rumors that it was canceled because it got delayed to 2027.
Yeah, it's something to do with the script, I think.
Oh, okay. Because that, like y'all said, that is the best rendition of Batman in a movie, in a live-action movie, point blank, period. Pattinson acted his ass off in that movie.
He also had to get rid of the stigma of pretty vampire boy, too, so...
Well, yeah, he did an awful lot of work, though, in smaller movies.
Yeah, he did.
Different roles. And some of the stuff he did between, I suppose, a few years leading up to that Matt Reeves Batman movie, some of the stuff he did was pretty good.
Tenet was awesome.
Wasn't he in The Lighthouse? Was it called The Lighthouse? Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah.
There was one that was on, what was it called, The Last King? No. The Young King, or something like that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name
Played
of
the French king, and
yeah, he played the French king.
Yeah, an amazing job of that.
Speaking of King, did y'all watch Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Riddle?
Jeremy Renner. No,
Renner,
I've watched some, but I haven't watched all.
No.
Is it good?
Yes, it is actually really good, and he actually can act. Like I've seen him as Hawkeye forever, both on big screen.
It's hard to see him as anything else.
No, he did a great job. He did fantastic. I didn't even view him as Hawkeye. It was the mayor of Kingstown. It was the guy who ran the prison. It was the dude who was breaking up drug deals and using that drugs that he got from that to protect people and keep kids out of gangs on the street, because he would supply the dealers with drugs as long as the dealers didn't sell to the kid. Really cool stuff that goes on in there. It's really good. But yeah, when you said King, I was like, oh yeah, Mayor of Kingstown. Okay.
Video games.
Jeez. Oh, F it. Okay, so, David, I thought about you.
Yes.
During
you thought about me.
The Xbox showcase. Or Xbox show.
I was wondering where this was headed.
Or whatever. Listen, your accent's not that pretty. So, I thought about you when I was listening to the thing.
It's harsh.
Or when I was watching it, they announced a Dave the Diver DLC.
Yes.
Have you wishlisted it, pre-ordered it? Have they gotten your money already for that?
Not yet, but when it comes out, it will. That was known. When did they announce that? They announced that 6-9 months ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a little while ago.
Yeah, this is the jungle one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they announced that 6 or 9 months ago. So it's on my wish list. I'm definitely getting that.
It's such a good game. It's such a good little game.
What are you playing right now?
Me or Cosmic?
Well, yeah.
You.
Oh, me. I'm playing Unicorn Overlord at the moment, and I'm having an absolute blast with that. I love it. Brilliant.
Unicorn
It's
Overlord. That's by Vanillaware?
Vanillaware through
That's
published by Altus.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's Sega or Atlas that published it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's like an RTS JRPG style. There's beautiful story, big overworld. You've got your inventory management. You've got your traditional RPG or JRPG things where you got the multiple people parties, and you've got to put some effort into up leveling and weapons and armor and accessories and all that sort of stuff. Where it becomes a little bit different, and this is the bit that I think is cool, where it's got the RTS overlay to it, is as you move into different parts of the map, and then you engage in these battle strategy style actions, where it's not so much turn based, but you've got to sort of work your way across the field and you engage with enemies, and when you get close to each other, that certain things will happen. And the battles, you don't actually have to you don't action anything when the battles occur, but they've got a set process in which things occur, how many times an action can happen, what actions take priority. So, and the battles automatically happen. So, and you get an overview screen of this battle will result in you winning or losing based on these preset conditions, and this is how much health you'll have left and how much they'll have left, and if you can knock them all out, get them down to 0 health, you will defeat them. But if you lose less health than they lose, you win the battle and you still get experience points. And then, so you can move people around in different parts, like there'd be the front of the group or the back of the group, the left, middle, or right column. Different characters have different jobs which do different things. Some complement others. Some will cause issues to others. It's right up my alley. I love it. It is brilliant. I can't get enough of it. It's such a refreshing. It is such a refreshing thing to be playing something I actually like the combat system for, because the last 12 months I've done nothing but bitch and moan about combat systems. So I love it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a blast with it.
That's awesome, man. Cosmic, what about you?
Oh boy, I got like a list. If I unroll it, it'd probably roll all the way to Australia. So I've been keeping up with Battlefield 6. Been playing a lot of that with my buddies and everything. Just trying to level up a lot of the guns. Try to get as much of that stuff accomplished. And I've been working on my platinum run for Visions of Mana. So I really enjoy that JRPG. That it's very, very good. And I don't know if you guys are going to be familiar with this title. It's a smaller title that kind of caught my attention when I was in the PlayStation Store, just kind of viewing the deals they had. It's called a game called Castle of Hearts. It's like a yes, it's like a very, very well drawn, almost like a hand drawn animated 2D Metroidvania game in the style of it's like medieval. You get like serpents and dragons and skeletons and everything else, but it's a really good little title. I'd have to send Thrifty like a picture of it, what the game looks like, but yeah, it's really fun. It's a really interesting small title. I was just kind of looking for something small to play while I was kind of catching breaks between Battlefield and then the Visions of Mana Platinum, and then on top of some other games I've been playing. But it's really fun. It's a really interesting title. And then obviously I'm just waiting on for Marvel's Cosmic Invasion. I cannot wait for that game. That game it's just right up my alley. I also saw that. I think what is it? Power Rangers Rita's Revenge, or is it Rita's Reversal? Something. It was like the 2D Power Rangers fighting game. I saw that was on sale, so I might pick that up.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's Rita's Rewind.
Rita's Rewind. That's the title. I was interested in that one because obviously I was a Power Rangers obsessed kid. Um, so basically neat little games to finish off the year until we hit next year, where my wallet will physically cry. So yeah, just excited to get into the topics tonight and just have a nice little chat with you too.
Man, thanks for coming on. It's always a pleasure. And I had not the reviews, Lord Jesus. I had the trailers playing for those games in the background. I am currently playing a game called Ruiner. Uh, it's a old game. Shout out to Henry. And let me tell you how I got to this game. Y'all remember me hyping up a game called Gods, Reapers, and Death. It was a Diablo-like, looked cool, had really
Yeah, I remember.
awesome looking abilities. It was so awesome. Loved it. Thought it was going to be great. Signed up for the beta. Okay, signed up on Steam. Signed up for the beta. It was full. Damn. Okay, cool. Or not the beta, the closed playtest. It was full. It's like shit. All right, cool. I forget. I'm bummed. I'm still trying to keep up with it every once in a while. All of a sudden, I get an email. Hey, you've been accepted. You can play it. You can download it. It's in your library. All you have to do is download it and go. Heck yeah. I download it. I set up a live stream. I'm like, I am excited. I got accepted for a playtest. This is great. Let's go. Celebrate with the channel. Come on. Set it up. Do all that. I'm super happy. Get in, and I start listening to the story, and I'm like, You come back and try again. Okay. Uh-huh. As your soul leaves, you will retry blah, blah, blah. Okay. Shit. Because I know where this is leading. I get into one of the missions, and I die. Sure as fuck enough, I lose everything I had, start back at the beginning. I go through, made it a little bit further, die, lose everything I have, go back to the beginning. It's a fucking roguelike. I hate roguelikes. I hate that every isometric game feels like it has to be a roguelike. And I go to the Discord and I end the podcast. I don't game anymore that night. And I end the live stream. I mean, I don't game anymore that night and I just go to bed. I'm like, I'm just done. I was so like kicked in the nuts. I was just done. And so, because I was really looking forward to that game. And shout out once again to Henry because I was like, man, I'm so sick and tired of isometric games needing to be roguelikes or always feeling like they have to be roguelikes. Like, man, I just want a good story game again. And Henry goes, you must not have ever played Ruiner. And I was like, no. What's that? He goes, you should check it out. And so I said, maybe I'll check it out. And, well, I got it on PC for $5. And the game is freaking awesome. It's so much fun. It's really good. It does offer a bit of a challenge. It's a twin stick shooter, which I don't usually like, but it's not a roguelike. There is an actual story-ish. And it's a story in the sense of it's a Diablo style story. It gives you just enough to make sense of why you're doing stuff, but not really enough to have a deep substance to it. Which is fine by me. I'm having a blast. I'm going through. I got special abilities, all this other stuff, and so that is what I have been playing. So I did the demo or the playtest for Gods, Reapers, and Death. I've been playing Ruiner, and when I'm not doing that, I am playing Trails in the Sky FC. So yeah, it's been a lot, but yeah, Ruiner is awesome. Oh, you got Ruiner on PS5 for $3 in 2024? That's awesome. It's such a cool aesthetic too. Like, it's really a tripped out aesthetic. And the way they did the audio blending of like, so basically what I've gathered is you're kind of like a sentient android almost. And your brother has been taken and they're trying to control you by hacking into your neurochip. And like, they were trying to control you at the beginning. They get you out. And you find the person who was trying to control you. You find out that they have your brother. That's how they got you to do it in the first place. and you're kind of off on this. Oh, I want to get my brother back, and that the past 2 sets of missions have been, hey, we're driven by I want to get my brother back, and so like that's what they give you, and that's where your starting off point is, and so it's just really, really good. But anyways, that's my gushing over a title from 2017. Some people have come in. What's up, Mirko? How are you doing? Corey Massey, what is going on? And Hero Down Under says, hi. How late am I? You're not late at all. You are like Gandalf, right on time. Okay. So, listen, I'm a nerd, guys. This is just shit. Take it or leave it. Like,
Hero's a wizard? He's a wizard?
he's a wizard. He's a wizard, Harry.
You're a wizard, Hero.
Okay. No, you're a wizard, Harry. That's from Harry Potter. Come on, man.
I know. No, I'm saying
Okay.
what he would say to Hero.
Oh, man. Okay, are you enjoying it, Mirko? What did Mirko say? Dev said they have at least considered it, and that's why it was so massively popular. I would be seriously surprised if they aren't. Aaron Paul said he'd love to come back. Wait, what am I missing?
Might be a separate discussion, Thrifty.
I'm trying to follow it. It definitely gives, yeah.
They just jumped in and they tuned out.
They jumped in and started having a conversation. Hey, that's fine. That's what we're here for. Okay, so real quick, let's dive into the Gamesgiving side of this. I know you're Australian, but you can join in too, Faulkie. Like,
It sounded like an insult.
it's not an insult at all. They just don't celebrate Thanksgiving on the third Thursday of November every year like we do. And so like, but in gaming, especially this year, there's a lot of cool shit that has come to gaming this year. There's a lot of cool stuff that has happened this year.
Yeah,
There's a lot of really
absolutely
awesome things in this community that have happened this year. And so I just want to know kind of, and we'll start just at the top down. So we'll start with Cosmic, then David, then I'll wrap it up at the bottom. Like, Cosmic, what is something in gaming that you were thankful for this year? And chat, let me know what your answers are. Go ahead.
That's a tough one because there's actually a lot of really good things that happened this year. You know, I think one of the things 2025 really kind of proved to me as someone who's an active participant. That's the word. English. As someone who's an active participant in the gaming community and just overall, very passionate gamer, I've noticed that a lot of, one good thing that I've noticed is that people have kind of, outside of the crazy ones, a lot of people have been kind of shying away from the very wasteful conversations that happen on social media around gaming. I've noticed a lot of not just myself, but people I know have kind of stepped away from the social side of stuff and have just been gaming their socks off, and they've just been loving it. I think that's one of this year's biggest, one of the things I'm really thankful for is that it seems like the community is healing in some ways in that kind of regard. Maybe it's just me. Maybe some other people say, like, Cosmic, what the hell are you talking about? But that's just from my perspective. I see a lot of people not really taking a lot of the I would say grifters seriously. And I think another thing I'm grateful for is just the amount of great games that were just released this year. Like, I was not expecting 2025 to actually have some amazing games. You got great indie games, great AA games, great AAA games, and I've been happy with I want to say about 90% of what's released this year. So I 2025 is a solid year in my book.
Yeah, it really was a solid year. And Josh in the chat said the war is over. It really is. Like, I agree with you to some extent that, like, it's been over, but it's almost like this year, like, people, aside from the recent kerfuffle about JRPGs and Expedition 33 and everything that went on last week after the week and a half ago after the Game Awards announcement was there.
Oh God,
It
that was such a stupid conversation. It really was.
but like
I
outside
have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm happy to be ignorant on it by the sounds of it.
you are so...
You're better off, David. You're really better.
It was
off.
the worst case of gaslighting and grandstanding I've seen in years, and I mean years.
will-
Like, wow.
You want to know how
will
bad
make-
it was, Faulkie? I could when I watched that whole conversation go down, I thought I physically saw a brain cell escape my head. That's how bad it was. I'm like, it was so brain dead.
It's two brain. I saw a comment, or I may have made the comment myself, that there's 2 brain cells competing for last place, and one of them's having issues moving or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I know there's always something going on, but it never fails to surprise me. This race to the bottom on the social media side of gaming to tear things down, and everything's got to be doom and gloom. And I stand back a lot of the time and just scroll past it and go, if you want to be a miserable sod for the rest of your life, be a miserable sod for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you want to be that grumpy old cat lady up the street? Go right ahead.
That's about where I'm at with it. Like, I have so many things to celebrate. Anyways, Faulkie, what are you thankful for in the world of gaming?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm thankful I get to share it with so many people.
Ooh, that's good.
Everybody's got their own little tastes and the things they like, things they don't like, and the rest of it. I get so much enjoyment of watching, not just playing games myself and getting the opportunity to do that as downtime and relaxing, but playing with other people, getting to have successes with other people, watching my son, just light up and have huge amounts of joy after experiencing huge amounts of frustration when he succeeds in something, or when he's achieved something that's very difficult to do. Same, my wife games as well. Hearing the excitement and the joy that she experiences, or just the relaxing tone of it, just doing stuff, and I get to share that with so many people. That's one of the things I'm very thankful for, is that it's, for those of us as old guys, who, when we started, it was couch co-op, 2 players was the only way you could do it, and now you can connect across the world. I wish there was more couch co-op, but in some aspects, I do appreciate the ability to hook in and play games with people from the other side of the planet. So it's something I'm very thankful for, because I've met some really amazing people in just engaging with it. So, yeah, that's my piece.
And okay, so that was actually one of the things I had on my list too. Because being able to play, like, so this year was a year of multiplayer for me, right? Like, I've got Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders, I got Josh and I played Foam Stars, like those moments. I've played with so many folks from the community. I've been able to play with King Thrash. I was able to Cosmic, Ace, Bale Dante, Wara, Henry. Like, I've been able to play with so many people from the community, and it's been such a blast. Those have been the most fun, or some of the most fun gaming I've done in a multiplayer ever. I'd rival some of those moments. Like, I'll never forget when, I don't even remember who the third person, I think it was Ace. It was our first couple nights playing Battlefield. It was Ace, Bale Dante, and myself. And we were in the room, I think it was during the beta, actually. Anyway, we were in the room that, it has the big statue, or like whatever. It's like this big, huge thing in the middle. It's a 2-story room. And like, it has like an atrium type setup. And we were in there, and we were on the outside, like coming around the corner to go in, and he goes, "Man, is it hot in here?" And all of a sudden, he gets gunned down by like 8 different people, and we're like, "Yep, that shit is hot as hell." Like, it was funny. It was just a moment that's like drilled into my brain, because we couldn't stop laughing about it. Like, moments like that, I was super thankful for this year. It was such a good time. And so, Or when Henry and I got stuck in the bus in Arc Raiders, and we had the
saw
other
that.
people, we had the other people come by, and they just like looked at us, saw us, and left. And I was like, well, damn.
left.
And so like Henry revived me. Henry revived me like 3 times. I revived him once, and then we finally both died and crawled to our death, laughing our ass off. Like that's those moments in gaming this year were so fun. And David, I think you were going to say something.
I was just chuckling about the time I pulled into one of your Battlefield live streams and threw a heap of crap at you and then buggered off.
That just left. Just
Yeah, he came in for a little jabs here and there, and then the man walked out.
But you know,
Yeah. Oh no, because what it was he goes, well, get the game, jump on, and we'll see how good you are. And I was like, nah, see you later.
that's true.
It teased.
But
It just teased.
hey, listen, getting Faulkie to get a brand new game the day it releases or the week it releases, that's a tall order, and he will not do that for a game like Battlefield. I'm just like
Like,
I know my
like pulling
audience.
teeth.
I didn't know Red Sec was free. So if you'd have said that, I would have done it. But I didn't know
Okay.
Red Sec was free at that point.
So do you have it now? Are you playing it now?
No, because no one's invited me on. So
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, to be fair, I haven't been dipping my toe back into it much either. But so that was one of the
everyone
things.
jumped into Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders has got to be. It seems to be the only multiplayer thing that's been spoken about in the last sort of month or so.
it's been really massive. I haven't seen a multiplayer game that, I wouldn't say that big since, I wouldn't say jump in popularity, maybe since like Helldivers 2 and maybe Battlefield 6. I think just because Battlefield 6, I would say just based off of just how the general very much heavy dislikeness people have for Black Ops 7.
Hey, you got to be, if you're cooking something, you got to be there, Johnny, on the spot at the right moment if you're going to capitalize on it. So,
Yeah.
but, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're
Let's
good.
Continue.
So I mean, that one and another thing that I was really thankful for kind of go hand in hand. Because with the multiplayer side of it, also came new experiences. Like this year was the year. Like I played Coffee Talk this year. I played Coffee Talk 2 this year. I fell in love with that series. Like that's not something I would normally play. Battlefield 6, not something I would normally play. So really, like, this was the year that I kind of was thankful for a lot of these titles that were geared more towards the aggressively average gamer, towards the guy that doesn't have 30, 40 hours a week to put into video gaming, the person that has a wife and 2 kids and church responsibilities and a friend group that doesn't just play video games. And like, it was the year for people who wanted to game but can't make that their life. And so I was really thankful for that. We also got a ton of amazing experiences this year. We got Ghost of Yotai, which came out and has sold very well. We had Expedition 33, which crossed over 5 million sales this year, a game that literally still affects the gaming conversation, all because it gets nominated for awards and people lose their ever-loving mind. It's crazy. We had that. We had the first worldwide release of a Trails game, period, point blank, in Trails in the Sky FC. So that's a pretty big milestone in gaming. We've had this line that's been getting drawn by developers with artificial intelligence and its use in generative AI, and more developers are starting to take a stand and saying, hey, listen, we are not doing this at all.
That was a conversation me and Faulkie were having while you were doing your intro.
There's so much stuff that happened this year that should make us super thankful to be gamers. Like, and you know, Hero said in the chat that he was happy this year and super thankful that he was able to afford this hobby, which, let's be honest, like, heck, Cosmic, you talked about it just a little bit ago. Next year, if you want to play all those games, because we got some heat coming next year, If you want to play all those, you're dropping 5, 6, 7, 800 US dollars and about 1,000 to 1,500 hours of time, not including whatever's in your backlog already or you find on sale. So like, it's expensive. It's a hobby that you gotta be mindful of. Or you can take my approach or Faulkie's approach. Like, but we have so many options, and it's just carrying over. And that's one of the things I'm mostly thankful for this year. And then my final thing, because I have to mention it, the channel has actually done very, very well this year. I've enjoyed it. We've rebranded. That rebrand, I didn't take a big hit from it. I had some other stuff happen kind of behind the scenes with my back, and videos were super inconsistent for a long time on the channel. I've been able to kind of right that ship. Then I lost my voice for 2 weeks, and it didn't really shift. Like, in a week that I had lost my voice, I gained like 6 subscribers and lost 5 subscribers, which I was fine with. Like, that's because I wasn't able to do videos. And so, like, just the fact that all of y'all keep coming back, y'all keep coming back every week, y'all enjoy the content, y'all comment on it, y'all watch the videos. I'm just super appreciative of all of that and super thankful for, especially those of y'all also who have become den mates, who, you know, support the channel monthly. It goes a long way. It really does. It helps with a ton of stuff, and it honestly, it fuels me to keep wanting to do better. I told my wife that the other day. I was like, man, every time I see that like a video gets a like or something like that, it just feels like it's that, like, oh, what is it called? It's almost that gameplay loop, right? Where that dopamine hit, you see that somebody liked your stuff and you're like, ooh, I want that again. Let's do that again. That was nice. Let's keep going. And so the more y'all like, the more y'all comment, the more I get hyped up, and the more we get that momentum going. But I've been super excited and happy about that. I live streamed more this year, which was fun. That's how we got Rachie in here, through my Lost Soul Aside live stream. Had a lot of fun with that, even though I was kind of on pain medication because of my back the whole time. But still, it made the game more enjoyable.
Thrifty was a little loopy.
A little loopy. But that's what I'm thankful for. Let me read the comments to see what some of y'all are thankful for. Trails in the Sky is dope. If you're broke, you can come to Game Pass. Hey, listen, if I had to go with a sub-service, and if I was truly broke, I would just keep my PS Portal and sign up for PlayStation Premium. Like, absolutely the lowest cost of entry, period. Just, yes, it's a sub-service. Yeah, that sucks. It is what it is. It's still the lowest cost of entry.
That's crazy how, like, real quick, just to talk about the Portal, because I was using it while I was out and about yesterday. I was like, it's crazy how they managed to just make this thing work so well, and how much I actually use it. Because I enjoyed it when I first got my hands on it. When they, oh god, how long ago did that thing come out? 2023, 22. One of those.
Portal.
Yeah, it was 23. I think it was 2023.
Hang on, I've had my Portal for 18 months.
I got it launch day, so I don't know. Did you do the same?
No, I got it the following May. So yeah, you're right, 2023, because I would have got it in May of 24.
Okay. Yeah, but it's just like, it's crazy that since I'm a higher tiered member, it's just like I can cloud stream any of these games. Like, I can play God of War, I can play Horizon, I can play Final Fantasy, I can play, Spider-Man. I can play these titles on the go, and it's reasonably works very well for, what most people would say it's just a streaming device. It works really, really well. And that's I think that's one of my, I would say, good surprises, over the last, I want to say a couple years in terms of like handheld tech. It's just the PS Portal is very impressive.
It is my absolute 100% favorite accessory I have ever had. Well, favorite PlayStation accessory I've ever had. My favorite accessory is still the gun from the regular Nintendo. That thing was awesome.
Oh, for the duck hunt.
Oh, hell yeah, for Duck Hunt. It was great.
That stupid shit-eating grin the dog would have.
Stupid dog. God. That's back when, thank God, you couldn't hurt a TV screen. Because
if you did, the TV would destroyed.
I may or may not have hit the damn thing once or twice with the tip of the gun when my parents weren't around.
Talk about that.
I was little shits, and that's just what I was. So I loved that damn thing. But no, the Portal is by far my absolute favorite, hands down, no questions asked accessory that I've ever owned on PlayStation. It's the greatest. I love it, and honestly, I did a video recently over the Portal being on sale and my thoughts on it 18 months later. And before that, though, I did a video on the Pulse Explorers. I have found out so many things about the Pulse Explorers and the problems that people have been having with those. It is absolutely insane. Like, did y'all know that the freaking dongle can short out and can make it to where it just doesn't work anymore on the PlayStation? Like the PS5, the actual PS5? Yeah, it has to have a dongle. We all knew that. It plugs into the back of it. But it can short out because of extended use.
Yeah, it's
like, I had no idea.
That sucks because I still have the headset, the OG Pulse headphones from when I bought my PS5, and they still work to this day. And I've used them for hours on end.
It's freaking wild.
And it's crazy just how small little earbuds just like short out much faster than the headphones do. I get that it's probably because it's a smaller form factor and there's so many things could go wrong much easier, but it's just insane. It costs way more, and it's like, come on, you get like 10 uses out of them before something bad happens.
Yeah, but like the weird part is I never once have had. I had a connection issue when I first got them, and it was a pain in the rear end getting it connected to my Portal. But once I finally got it connected, it was pretty fine and dandy. Like I said, the range on them is shit. But like,
oh, you know what?
It was great.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, did you use them for like any of the live stream shows at all? Because maybe that's what played into that.
Okay, so no. I've never had an issue.
Okay.
This was somebody. These were people in my comments. Yes, and I have any of the Battlefield stuff, any of the Arc Raider stuff. All of it has been using the Pulse Explorer earbuds. And
it's not bad.
It's really not. Like,
yeah, that's really good. That's really good audio quality for those. That's really good.
But during the beta, when Ace and I first started, he was like, "Yeah, they're okay. You can tell you're on a headset, or you're on an earbud, or like a lower quality mic." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But when the game actually came out, he was like, "No, I couldn't even tell." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay." So like, I don't know if PlayStation is updating it behind the scenes and not really telling us, or it's just whatever. I don't know how it's working.
Usually, in my case, it's usually either something it's on Sony's end, or if it's on the dev's end when it comes to like just how the game audio is just put through the headphones. Because sometimes I get games that sound fine, but then there's sometimes where games I'm playing and it just like, okay, what is wrong? Like, what are my headphones broken? No. The console seems fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I guess it's just the game.
Yeah, I had another person ask, how loud do they get? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't. They sit in your ear and like they suction into your ear. Like there's no sound coming in. So
like, I thought that was gonna be the end of Thrifty's answer. They sit in your ear. That's about it.
So how loud do you need it? That's what I was like. I don't know how to answer that question.
They need to not be able to hear anything for 3 miles, Thrifty.
I'm like, I don't really know how loud you need it. But, okay. So let's get into some of the. Oh, also, quick segue. Black Friday's the day after tomorrow. A lot of the reason why the Pulse Explorer, the PS Portal, all of that stuff is kind of in everybody's news cycle right now is because they're all on sale.
Yeah.
Literally everywhere. There's a reason why in my video today I didn't list where they were on sale, because if you have a computer and you're watching me on YouTube, then you can easily Google PS Portal and it'll pop up all 30,000 places that have it on sale for $169 or $179. So
yeah, that's a good deal. If you guys are in the, I don't know if I think, is it the same in other states? Because I was talking to Tornado Screw, if some of you know him. I think over in his country it's about I think 150 euros off for some of the consoles and the accessories. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. And if you guys, any of you guys in the chat have been wanting and like, oh man, it's like $200, so I really want to, like, I would take advantage of this deal. Like it's a great little device if you're looking to extend your gameplay time, and or if the wife's using the TV or whatever and you want a game, it's a perfect device.
Faulkie, what were you gonna say?
I was going to add that it's a great opportunity to look at your subscriptions as well and consider buying the annual ones rather than switching them monthly. So, for example, in Australia, PS Plus is like 33% off, which takes it from, like, it's taking $70-something Australian off it, right? Just bear with me a sec while I find my screen that I was working on. And it would make it about $95 for the year in US dollars, down from whatever it currently is. So that's, when you work that out, the savings are quite sizable.
Yeah, the rate you
overall
just
per month, isn't it?
do what?
Gets it down to quite a small, like, say when you go for dollars per month, that takes it down to less than $8 a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It's
good.
compelling if you can, if you, this is how stingy and thrifty I am, if you want to call it that. So we've still got EB Games, and we're assigned members to that, and we get that membership for free, but I get $5% off all purchases. So I go to EB Games, purchase the PSN cards, get 5% off, then buy a 12-month subscription and get the 33% off. And by the time I actually calculate it back, I'm paying about $7 a month for my top flight PlayStation Plus.
Thrifty, we're like, this is some top level new stuff.
I'm telling you, this is.
Oh my god! Like, Faulkie's got the secret codes. Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm not propping up Sony, I can tell you that much. I definitely am not contributing to their bottom line. But that's to the point. If the portal is available and you don't need a console to set up a PlayStation account, you can do it from a mobile phone. You don't actually need a console to set up a PlayStation account.
Correct.
Which means that once you've got a PlayStation account set up, and you can hook that through, you can, if you need to, you can guest on somebody else's console to get your portal finished and all the updates done. But you could, cloud stream games if it's available in your country to your portal, and with the Black Friday sales, you could be set up and running for less than $350 American, and you're set for 12 months basically. If you wanted to do that, but likewise, the sales are on another. It's not just PlayStation. Nintendo's finally put the Switch 2 on sale. It's discounted slightly, but they've got a heap of games on sale. I just saw they put a heap of new stuff into their subscription online service.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was still active, to be honest. But
Damn.
they've put the consoles and some bundles out on sale for the Switch 2. The original Switch, though, you can get that thing pretty cheap. And it's still decent for a first console for young kids, if graphics isn't your thing. And then if you go you can get, what was it? You can get Xbox products discounted. In some aspects, it's not as good as it could have been, but you
Faulkie.
can still get entry into gaming quite cheap through that. And I again encourage people, if you're not sure, don't worry about the digital stuff. Just go and find a second-hand pre-owned, like don't buy it from old mate down on the corner, but you can get a pre-owned console from a reputable recycler or reseller. Go and get a half a dozen, scan the top 100 games and go and buy them physical, and you can get them dirt cheap physical and get into it. And there's your entryway. You don't need to spend big dollars.
No.
Because even that stuff's on sale on Black Friday. Everything's on sale.
Everything's on sale. This year does feel like everything gets a percentage off. Like, it doesn't matter what it is.
Fire sale.
Everything gets something off. And I'm like, geez, guys. Like,
feels like
Unreal.
it feels like a while. It feels like a while back when Fallout 76 came out, and it sold so poorly that they attached it to other things. That's what it feels like this year. Just take it. Just take it. We don't care. Just take it. Just take it. Just take it.
oh my goodness. I
Okay?
got I got a controller. The sales, everything, all the accessories. I got a controller that I had been wanting since they announced it at the end of last year. They announced it was one of the new Chroma controllers. They did the white one, the teal one, and the indigo. Or the indigo was right before that. Anyways, I ended up when they released, excuse me, my voice still isn't 100%. When they released, I had every intention of going to get one, but I couldn't. Like, that day, I had to wait 2 days. And, well, in waiting a couple days, the stores around here ran out. And so I couldn't grab one. Jez ended up getting one, and I was so ticked off at him. I was like, man, you freaking suck. Because it was gorgeous. And so, like, I finally, during this sale, and then I didn't want to pay. And the more I started thinking about it, $80 for a freaking controller. I was like, oh, I can't do that. I just, in good conscience, can't spend that much money on a regular ass controller. Well, during the sale, they're $60 right now. And $60 I will spend on a controller. And if you just take your basic ass white controller in, GameStop will give you anywhere between $17.50 and $22. And so, yay, I got a brand new controller. And it's gorgeous. When I tell y'all, the paint changes color on it depending on how the light hits it. It's gorgeous. I love this.
That new blue one, is that the new one you were talking about? The blue one?
No, that's the Icon Blue. So on their limited edition stuff, I'm never lucky enough to get it day one. I went out and tried. This time I actually did go out and try, especially because I can't remember who it was in the Discord who was like, hey, I was able to go, my GameStop had it, I traded it in, got some stuff for it, got it cheaper, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to do that. And they didn't have it, but what they did have was this one. And that's how I got this one instead of the Icon Blue. Because they didn't have it. But yeah, no, this one is the teal Chroma one.
Oh, okay.
It's gorgeous. It has kind of, if you ever watch like NASCAR, it has that old paint that Jeff Gordon used to use on number 24, the DuPont paint that as they...
Oh, like the flame-looking one. I know which one
yeah,
you're
it's the
talking
one where
about.
it changes colors the way the light hits it, and that's what this does. Like
okay.
It goes from green to blue to like a dark blue to a teal. Beautiful controller. I love it. Anyways, okay.
Shiny things. He likes shiny things.
Listen, the ADHD runs deep with this one, okay? I promise. It's really bad. Okay. All right. So let's get into a couple of the things. I sent these topics over to Faulkie, and let me read you what he said. And I was like, oh shit, because y'all know I don't read the articles.
Nothing sacred in this place, is it?
No, it's just the first part.
No secrets.
Just the first part. He said, so the first two articles, if you're in the Discord, you see this, where Saudi is running out of money and the house of cards is crumbling. One was talking about Saudi Arabia's PIF being low on funds. That was reported on by the New York Times. And then the other one was Embracer selling off 2 of its studios. His response, and I quote, "Going for misinformation articles today, I see." and, and that set up this whole series of like, what do you mean? Because y'all know I try not to read the articles because I like giving a live reaction to gaming news topics that strike my interest. And that's what I like to do. And so I asked him a few questions, and we're going to play a game here. Here's the game.
Boy.
We're going to play the game that I am a uneducated person. Ignorant is the word I use. That I am the ignorant person when it comes to business, finances, and how they work. I don't care to know. I don't want to get on the stock market level. That stuff stresses me out. That's why I let my company handle all that crap for me. They invest my money in something, and cool. So he's going to be able to help clarify a lot of stuff. What's up, Sheldon Cooper? Dude, I haven't seen you here in a minute.
Bazinga.
That's awesome. Bazinga. So, first one we're going to start with is Saudi Arabia running low on cash. Because first thing I started with when he messaged me back that was Saudi Arabia. It says it right. Was this a Jez Corden article? What did I do here? No, it's from the New York Times. Like, okay, so here's what it said. Here we go. Let me pull this up. There we go. It says Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, is reportedly running low on cash for new investments due to some of its projects being in financial distress. The Saudi PIF has made sweeping investments in recent years and is central to Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salam's goal of making the Saudi economy less reliant on proceeds from oil. That includes numerous investments in the video game industry, including stakes in game publishers like Take-Two and Nintendo, and a recent $55 billion deal to take control of Electronic Arts. However, according to the New York Times, the PIF could be set to close its wallet for the time being due to several projects that are in financial distress, according to 11 people briefed on its operations. First, that's wild that it's like 11. Like, not 10, not 5, not the masses, not a report that came out.
11.
It's just 11. It's probably for a good reason. Like, maybe that's just the board of directors, the board of trustees, or whatnot. But like, it's weird that it's just like, hey, man, it's 11. It's like when your kid says, okay, Dad, I'll be there in 17 minutes, and you're like, oh, or it's 15, roughly 15. You could just say that. Anyways. Those projects include Neom, a vast region of ski resort featuring robot workers, a coffee chain. So the fact that some of this stuff exists was funny. A coffee chain with 1 shop so far, a cruise line with 1 ship, and an electric vehicle startup that has yet to deliver a car. So it sounds more like.
Why does that not surprise me?
Read those again.
Okay.
Just for the clarity, read those particular items again, because I'm going to make the comment as to why this is stupid.
Because hang on, because after you said that and I read the article, I was like, oh, these are things that I would cut too. Go ahead, here we go. It's the projects include Neom, a vast region and ski resort featuring robot workers, a coffee chain with 1 shop so far, a cruise line with 1 ship, and an electric vehicle startup that has yet to deliver a car. And we called those investment groups lucky. That's like, he had 1 leg, he had hobbled around, he had 1 eye, he got hit by a car.
Robot workers.
Like, shit. Okay, Faulkie. Why is this a misinformation article?
I can hear the disappointment in his.
I can't too. It's quite comical.
All you guys do is laugh at me. That's all you ever do. So, you pointed out when you run through those items, they're startups that are in fringe things that may or may not take off, but they're at the start, like they're getting in at the ground floor at the front end of them. Investing in a coffee chain that's got 1 store. Well, if they're plans to expand, but it's got something to do with green energy or renewable supplies, or they're making
Hmm.
their cups are coming from the kelp that can be thrown in the water and it'll degrade and feed the fish life and all the rest of it. Of course, it's going to cost money at the front end. That's why it's called research and development. Investing in a battery-powered cars that have yet to produce something, it takes 3 to 4 years to get a car from inception on the drawing board to actually out and around. How long's Sony been building that friggin' thing for? And they have massive
Uh,
production facilities. Like
seems like
it's
forever.
it's nonsensical. This is why I say it's nonsensical. Whenever they say, "Oh, a handful of people have been briefed on this and it's going to shit," it's like, has that same handful of people looked at the other side of the coin where they're actually making money hand over fist more than they thought they would? And yeah, did they even bother reading the financials?
Well, that's why when
And
you
I can
said
tell you
that,
they haven't. They haven't.
Feels like they
They
just
haven't looked at 'em at
nitpick
all.
stuff.
Well, they've got a this is the other thing too. The PIF has a bank. They have a banking arm, and they're privately owned, so they don't have to report under international accounting standards. They don't have to do the IMF stuff. They don't have to do IRS stuff. They don't have to, but they choose to. But in some circumstances, they choose to. And
and all that
it's
aren't
the
money
same problem
laundering.
that Sony had, because Sony's got a bank as well. As soon as you have a bank, you have these massive amounts of negative things that impact, but it gives you access to liquidity. It gives you access to money markets, and that's sort of the price you pay in your balance sheet to be able to access that kind of liquidity. Now, their operating profit, 2024 compared to 2023 for PIF, was down significantly, but it's not like their revenue was down. Their revenue was up nearly 100 million. And what are we doing this in? SAR units. It was up nearly 100 million. And the total costs were up only 30 million. So their position was great. What's burnt them is administrative expenses related to all the purchasing that they've been doing. And if no one learnt anything from Embracer Group, and that thing operating like a hedge fund, which we'll get to, is probably the second thing he's going to read out about. But when you have a mass consolidation point where you buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 30, whatever it is, at some stage you go, right, we're going to invest this much money and identify businesses and buy them. Then we're going to stop buying while we get everything consolidated and tuned up, because we don't need 30 different payroll and HR and tech support and accounting and all that. We don't need it. We get them all assimilated into our corporate structure. We get them all set up in our corporate design, and we eliminate all these roles that we don't need, and we eliminate all these costs that we don't need, and then we'll look at the next tranche. And if someone at the New York Times is saying 11 people have been briefed on it, and those 11 people could not figure out that this is the stage that they're at, then those 11 sources are about as useful as a piece of paper that is blank underneath your shoe. It's completely wasted. It's nonsensical to even sit there and consider it, when if you just looked at their financial reporting, you would go, yeah, I can see where the issue is. The blind man who spoke to Jesus can see where the issue is. They've got to go through the consolidation piece.
Yeah.
It's not like... nothing's jumping out as major other than administrative expenses, and that's where the big hit is. And once you sort that out, anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
so,
I feel like if Faulkie went any further, he might have an aneurysm.
So it really was. It seems like it was something where. So okay, there's people in the chat who are saying certain things about the business model of the Saudi Arabian PIF, and it may be true, maybe not. Maybe they have something in common with Tony Montana, maybe they don't. I don't know. But what I can say,
does it matter?
Not really. What I can say is it looks like this was a piece that was meant to. It was meant to do exactly what it did and make me, somebody who's ignorant to this stuff, go, you know what? I'll click on that. Sure. EA's been a crap show for a while. I can see it. Sorry, I just read Josh's comment. I could see it maybe putting a hurt on them because maybe they haven't done as well as they thought or whatnot. But then I started thinking, I was like, wait a second, EA owns Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 has done great. I don't understand what they're talking about now.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. Look, I'm sorry, I can't resist. I got to dive back in here again. A lot of the write-off or the impact is coming through from the change in foreign exchange rates related to their investment stuff. Again, this is to do with their banking and finance sectors that they own. Then they also went and invested, and this is just looking at the 2024 financials. 2025 will have the flow-on effect of the wrap-up of that because Battlefield, EA, and a couple of others they've invested in will be included. But if you're going to go and buy businesses with cash, not shares, not debt, but cash, of course it's going to have an impact to your bottom line. The funniest thing about this is you look at their cash and cash equivalents, so what money have they got in the bank, and it only went down by 12 million. And all this stuff, money generated, money invested, money spent, money this, money that, all the rest of it, and their cash and cash equivalents at the end of 2024 had only gone down by 12 million SAR. Which says, and they've got at that point it was 231 million SAR. SAR? SER, whatever it's in. Yeah, SAR. Now, that's like nothing. That movement is in the small percentages. We're not talking about this thing moving. It's 5 or 6% movement down. But they've still got 231 million. Their entire investing was 203 million. They invested 203 million cash, which was mostly covered by their financing activities in their operation generation cash. The debt hasn't hardly moved.
no, here's the deal. When you can spend...
I can't figure this out. Like, people, they're running around saying, oh, they're in trouble. They're just making up bad news stories because someone in the Middle East is buying what was predominantly an American company, and they're having a hissy fit about
That's it.
And I'm going to go on a little loop tangent here. The amount of people who bitch and moan about, we hate shareholders driving gaming, we want it not to, don't worry about shareholders, don't worry about all that stuff, just go back to making great games. Here's the landscape. Activision, so the big four tier 2 publishers, Activision got bought by Microsoft, and it is a rounding error at the moment. EA is going to be bought out by PIF. That's going private. Ubisoft is very much likely going to go privately owned, or at least owned by Tencent, which is effectively privately owned, state-owned. And so the only one you got left is Take-Two. But if GTA 6 doesn't hit the mark that it needs to, that thing might be up for sale as well. What's the problem with when they take it private, people bitch and moan about this, that, and everything else? When it's public, they bitch and moan about this, that, and everything else. If all people are going to do is complain, no one's going to listen to them. If all they do is complain and whinge, they just tune out.
You try to please everybody, you please nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Their balance sheet looks pretty healthy. Like their debts.
I mean, sorry, Faulkie.
No, you're right. Their liquidity, because they don't split out their banking piece, it's difficult. You can't really see it without doing a heap of work. But they've got like net positive assets, nearly 2.7 billion SAR. They've got investment securities at 2.1 billion just sitting there, and people are worried about them having a 12 million SAR movement in their cash at bank, or because they had to remark a heap of their investments down because of a foreign exchange movement. If the FX moves the other way, as the US Fed starts cutting rates next week, or something else happens and and it starts to move in the opposite direction, they'll make that back and then some. And all of a sudden they're not in trouble with cash. They've got too much cash. They've got to go and buy stuff. Anyway, I'll stop ranting, but yeah.
I want to add to that point because I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that I think a lot of people who think of Saudi Arabia, they just think of just oil. They don't think of like other things that the country invests into. Like I'm a major Formula One fan, so they're a big sponsor. They're a big, provider and sponsor for that sport, and that's one of the biggest. They call it the pinnacle of motorsport in the world. You know, so it doesn't. Like I said, countries are allowed to diversify their portfolios to invest in things because you never know. Like one day, Saudi Arabia's oil could dry up, even though I don't think that would be a thing, but there's always a possibility. If you always got to have, and what I call them, as a Batman contingency plan. You've always got to have a contingency plan for every, sort of scenario. Because if you don't, well, you're kind of you're kind of out of luck. You're kind of screwed. So I think it comes down to that fact where, it does feel like the article heavily just skips over everything. Now, if this was an article that was published before any of this stuff, before, they went and made their investment in EA and everything, then I could see, yeah, well, are they spending too much money? Or are they going to be able to make that money back? Now, again, if it was before I wouldn't say acquisition, the investment, then yes, the article could make sense. But we're like 2 months after, Battlefield 6 was released. So it's kind of weird to have an article like this, but when all three of us could clearly go into the financials and look and see, well, wait a minute, that's not right. That's not right. This article's a load of crap. So it just comes down to what Faulkie said. It's just, someone's getting their tidy whities in a twist.
Yeah, and so I sent him that, and then the next one, which I just want to keep him all nice and revved up here. The next one was Embracer Group sells off 2 more companies from its acquisition spree as Remnant and Neverwinter firms are offloaded. Now, my response to him on this one was, did they not actually get rid of them? And the reason why is because I actually went and read the article, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. So maybe y'all are smarter than me. I guarantee y'all are. Here's what it says. It says the 2 companies have been acquired by Project Golden Arc, owned and led by members of the Arc Games management team in a $30 million deal funded by XD Inc. Arc Games, formerly known as Perfect World Entertainment and Gearbox Publishing San Francisco, is the publisher behind live service games such as Star Trek Online and Neverwinter, as well as Remnant from the Ashes and Remnant 2, Torchlight, Hyper Light Breaker, and the recently released Fellowship. What's interesting is Neverwinter has a new DLC coming. I didn't even know that game was still going. Cryptic Studios is the experienced MMO developer behind City of Heroes, Neverwinter, and Star Trek Online. Embracer acquired the 2 companies in 2021 as part of its now notorious acquisition spree, which resulted in thousands of layoffs and multiple studio closures. Many of its surviving purchased studios have been since sold, including Borderlands maker Gearbox and Saber Interactive. As part of the deal, the publishing rights for Remnant franchise will be transferred from Arc Games to Embracer THQ Nordic. So the games, one of the things that I will say about the way this is written, up here it sounds like Remnant is leaving Embracer, but down here it actually states the other one, or the opposite, where it's actually going to be the IP is staying within Embracer Group. I don't like that because it kind of made a big deal about it up at the beginning. Anyways, they already own the Remnant IP rights and the development studio Gunfire Games. The rights for the multiplayer online game Fellowship will be part of Coffee Stain, which is expected to be spun off from Embracer and publicly listed. Phil Rogers, CEO of Embracer, said this transaction supports our key priorities by strengthening our focus on strategic assets and core IPs in Embracer while improving profitability and free cash flow. The deal also allows online multiplayer game Fellowship, developed by a talented external team in Stockholm, to find a great home within the Coffee Stain group. Then he goes on to thanking them as he's firing them. Or not firing them, but sending them out the door. Okay, so my tagline for this in the Discord was, "The House of Cards is crumbling." Because they bought all these things, built this big, huge portfolio, this big old thing, and then over the last 12 months, it's just been, oh, a wall comes down, a door comes down, a
Mm-hmm.
window comes off, this happens, that happens. And we've beat the dead horse on the channel many times that acquisitions are not the answer.
No.
And it's so,
I, we've said that so many times, Thrifty. I think some of us went blue in the face.
but
That dead horse we've beaten into dust.
we
Dude,
really
that
have.
thing is a pile of dust at this point.
So
Like
why is this one misinformation? That's what I'm wondering. You know, and I'm not arguing with
All right.
you, Faulkie. I seriously
No,
want
that's
to
fine.
know.
So, right, you got to take a few steps back. Embracer, when they started down this pathway, down this golden pathway of the yellow brick road to get to the land of Oz, they decided, they being the three people in charge at the time, decided that in order to save THQ, we're going to borrow a crap load of money and treat this thing like a hedge fund or a private capital fund. PCF. No different to what PIF is currently working like, right? So they borrowed a crap load of money and started buying like crazy, like a kid in a candy store with an unlimited credit card. But what they were smart enough to do was buy things that they could either cut and get value out of, or that they could churn and burn later on. And the way these private capital investment funds or hedge funds work is they will acquire a heap of stuff, they'll get it all together, streamline it, cut all the crap out of it, trim it right down to be as lean as possible, run it for a few years to pump up the cash flow that they can generate from it, and that's always a short-term thing, and then they start selling parts of it off. And it's when you get into the selling parts of it off, you're still doing effectively some of the trimming piece, but at some point it will turn from selling parts of it to just selling the whole thing and getting the big payoff at the end. We're not talking about a 2, 3, or 4 year plan. We're talking about a 10, 12, or 15 year plan, right? Between 2018, when they really started to get into it, to 2023, when they slowed down on the buying of everything, and they started to turn it into trim it up. Remember back into 23 and all through 24, they just started cancelling something. They cancelled 250 games, laid off thousands of people, shut down bits and pieces, got rid of a heap of crap, right? They've gone through the first part of the lean off, which is fix the expense side of the P&L. Just carve out the expenditure back to run it as lean as you can. So this thing is gasping for air to keep operating, but you still have an output that is generating revenue. The next phase is to sell off the things that are worth something. Now remember, they've sold off a few things more recently, and one of the more recent ones they sold was, I think it was for 600 million. And when you go back and look at what they paid for it, they paid less than 40 or 50 million to get that thing, and did it as a deal with shares, and they managed to turn $50 million of cash into $600 million in less than 4 years. This thing, I say that's what they're doing. In terms of this response, they have sold parts of what was Perfect World Games, and when they bought Perfect World Games, they paid 125 million total value, but only 60 million in cash to buy Perfect World Games at the time. And Perfect World Games had multiple bits and pieces in it, because it was part of Gearbox, or Gearbox was attached to it in some degree. Remember they sold off Gearbox to Take-Two for a crap load of money? Well, this is another part of that. They've selling this for 30 million. They didn't pay 30 million in cash for it, but they've turned it into 30 million in cash. And that's what they're doing. They're taking something which had minimal cash input and a whole heap of shares and promised value, and now they're turning that and liquidating it back into cash. So if people are worrying about, and that's why I said it's like just the house of cards falling down. No, the house of cards is turning into a crap load of cash. And And that's what they're doing. It is step by step exactly what they're doing. And it's it was chalk and cheese when they bought it. And when you're buying things by issuing shares in your organisation out to value, you could have 100 shares at $1,000 each for $100,000 value of your company. And they start trading on the market, and they can do whatever they like. They could go up to $1 million, they could go down to nothing. But you can still keep issuing shares, match the value of the cash that you or the company that you're bringing in, because as soon as the company that you're purchasing is in, that's the value that goes into the balance sheet. So it's a net zero output on the impact. You'll have more assets, but you'll have more live equity. You can keep issuing new shares out to the value of whatever the hell it is you're buying, but when you go and sell it, you get to keep the cash, and the person who's got the shares has still got to get the shares in your company, and now it's gone up. So you're gonna get massive returns on these things, but you got to buy the right things to start with, and that's what they did. They're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep making, like, the 3 or 4 guys that are leading this thing are going to be laughing all their way to the bank when they cash that check. Because not only did they manage to sell it and make heaps of turn it into a heap of cash, they sold it to the people who currently work in it and kept the publishing rights to it. So they've converted something that was worth 4/5 of not much into, thank you very much, we'll go and buy another yacht and a couple of islands and maybe another Learjet.
Yeah.
We're going to buy a yacht. We're going to go get everything we want. We're going to have a great day.
Another Ferrari sounds nice, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, well, so those two
Sorry,
got me.
I don't mean burst your bubble, but yeah.
Listen, I was just hoping that Embracer was getting what was coming to him. That was what I was hoping. Like,
if they kept blindly purchasing things thrifty like two certain other companies did, then it would be an issue. But as much as I don't like Embracer Group, they're at least being smart. They at least have a plan. When I look at the other two, I don't see a plan. I just look at them trying to liquidate assets and trying to buy as much as they can because they either don't have enough relevancy in the industry or they're desperately trying to make back whatever cash they spent on these companies. And for right now, for one of them, it's not exactly going very well.
Yeah, and call me an idealist. I just don't, and I know, and you know what? Everybody in the comments always says that I'm too unrealistic when it comes to what I want from business, because I hate the fact that, Faulkie, the way you laid out everything in that whole process, there's a lot of people that lose their job.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? There's a ton of people in that where people get fired, people lose their job, and at the end of the day, we can do what Cosmic just did and look at Embracer and go, at least they're trying to do it right. Like, what about that? I have a hard time accepting that as just, this is what happens. Now, in the Embracer thing, I like the way they're doing it, because it's not like those development companies are just gone. You know what I mean?
No, they take struggling companies, invest a crap load of money into them, and then they resell those companies at a higher profit.
Right. So, like, Project Golden Arc is led by members of Arc Games, which is what Perfect World and Gearbox are, or were, which is what they're getting rid of at Embracer. So, like, it's not like the studio is just getting canned forever and it's gone. What's up, Lunchy? I see you. But it still sucks. They do lay off a ton of people. We see Microsoft do it. They acquired all this crap. They laid off a ton of people. We saw PlayStation have to do it with Bungie. They acquired a ton, and oh crud, the other studio they got rid of. Shit. I know they didn't get rid of Bungie, but they've let go of a lot of people at Bungie. There was another one last year they got rid of, and can't remember what the heck the name is now. But, like, when companies go on these acquisition sprees, which that was the big rage, you know, acquire
That's what it
everything.
was. Yeah, that was. I see where you're coming through, Thrifty. It definitely was started by Microsoft and Embracer, and
It
I think
just
it
sucks.
caused.
Like,
Yeah, it caused. I wouldn't even say mass hysteria. It created a small bit of purchasing hysteria among some of these companies, like, Activision, and how Sony was desperate, I wouldn't say desperately, was trying to defend that and saying, look, that's not right, Call of Duty, still now, I'm not so sure now about the latest release, but before this release was primarily PlayStation and PC, and they argued that, Xbox didn't have the numbers to pull in and everything else. And I get it. I am not defending Embracer Group. Like, Embracer could go out of business tomorrow and I could give less of a rat's ass. They're nothing but an investment company firm. That's all they are, and God, I can't even remember the last time I don't even think I've ever played an Embracer Group game. So,
see, and that's what I thought, but they have so many.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you play THQ games, that's
right.
them.
And I really like THQ and what they've done with like their resurrection that they've had. It's been
they got Rec Nation. They've got what's the new one that was like a Burnout semi-revival?
I don't even remember. But this isn't to say that everything about Embracer's bad, but like, man, I get tired of the news, the headline always being X such and such loses job because of blah 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 blah, or this company is going AI forward, so they're cutting 70% of their workforce. Like,
I wouldn't do that now.
Those, yeah.
Look at the bubble. It popped.
It's coming close. The thing that was really funny
coming close.
Was watching Asmongold react to an initial report about an in-home robot that can do your cleaning for you and like do household chores and things like that.
Why does that not surprise me?
And then, but there's a catch, right? Because there's always a catch. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Oh yeah. There always is.
In order to quote unquote program the thing, because it has to have learned AI. Remember, guys, this is awesome. Remember this. AI has to go backwards, right? It has to pull from backwards data points, right? Strauss Zelnick said it way better than I did in my video, so I'm using his terminology. It has to pull from backwards data sets and backwards data points to make what it thinks is a new creation, which is why it always looks like a copy of something else. It always looks a little eh. And so that's what you get with AI. And when you start looking at AI and what it's going to do and what it could do for games, it starts taking on this whole kind of like, we just want to be lazy and throw shit at the wall. And
yeah, look what it's doing to Call of Duty right now. Like, people are lambasting them for the use of AI in Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
It's just, it's so, ugh.
I have a query or a point of contention around that,
Uh-huh.
which is it's always that point. Do we have
listening.
a point now? Well, there are people that are upset about it, but there's the same amount of people who couldn't care less, and that's most of the consumers, unfortunately, that couldn't care less. Their care is it going to cost me more or not? And am I prepared to sacrifice some level of cutting edge quality for not having to pay as much for something?
Gross.
And I genuinely feel like that is the tipping point that we're at the moment, which is gaming social media is less than 1% of the consumer base. It's like 0.0 something% of the consumer base. And although gaming companies use social media to get engagement, a lot of the time it requires an almost unanimous response from social media, and those that don't engage on social media, and they track engagement, those that don't usually engage on social media making comments to get that sorted out, right? So
Mhm.
the large part of that is if AI can provide a way of getting games made where they don't cost $70 all the time, and in the future 80, and in the future 90, and they could potentially be, AA or even bottom end AAA games which only cost 30, 40, or $50. If the sacrifice on quality is that it just doesn't look 1,000,000% original, the real risk is that the market will accept that. And that's the tipping point that we're at. And Cosmic and I were talking when you're doing the intro. The cost of AI is going through the roof at the moment. And if they don't solve a couple of things and keep it cheap, it will just be an unattainable point. And we won't have to worry about this because it'll be cheaper to just employ people.
So why is it getting so expensive right now?
Balance.
Like, shouldn't it be okay?
Sorry, Thrifty.
Well, let me just, like, y'all seem to know more about this than I do. I have just now started over the last month kind of dipping my toe into this pool. And
No, that's fun.
it's because once I saw that it was taking people's jobs, I started caring about it. It's my buddy, big political guy, and he always says people never care about politics until politics starts caring about them. And
That's the truth.
it's
Ain't
like
that the truth?
you don't care until it starts affecting your household and your bottom line. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
It's the same way here. I didn't start really caring what happened with AI and what they were doing and all this and NFTs. Those are funny. That's stupid, but whatever. I didn't care at all. And then I started seeing job losses. AI is taking over. Job losses because AI is doing this. People train. Heck, we have a guy in our Discord in the chat right now who is literally training the AI that will eventually replace him. Like, that kind of crap sucks.
Yeah, that's like training the people at work who are going to replace you.
But
Which it hurts a lot less because they're real people, but it sucks even worse with a robot.
But hear me out. So, back in the, I don't know, 1800s, I want to say, maybe earlier, we had what was called the Industrial Revolution. I can't remember the exact dates. We had the Industrial Revolution. During that time, things became more automated. Fast forward, you had factory workers, assembly lines, things like that. We've all seen, or a lot of us have probably seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It was the retelling with Johnny Depp of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which was a retelling of the book. Anyways, in that movie, it shows his dad being the one to screw on caps at the toothpaste factory. Well, the dad set up this machine, gets it all set up, has to monitor it. Well, the machine is now screwing the caps on, and once it gets up and running and everything works, they fire the dad. This is the exact same scenario, just with technology, with computer technology as opposed to industrial technology.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference.
So help me, because I've almost rationalized this shit to where I'm like, this is just what happens with progress.
Yeah. So I think it comes down, and all of us, we have our different viewpoints of AI. I've always viewed AI as if it wasn't going to be a useful tool that could help make our lives easier, help maybe spot, early signs of medical illnesses, or, help with, like National Guard when there's natural disasters and whatnot, like to help spot people who are trapped or whatnot. So I was always okay with AI if it was going to be a useful tool to society. But then when you see like all the stupid AI advertisements that are bombarding YouTube and Twitter, and they're all in your face, and it's so obvious that it's AI. It's it doesn't have that charm anymore. And when I open my news, section of Twitter or just in my phone in the morning, and I see all these companies like, losing so much money in the AI, and it's getting so much more expensive. And the reason why it's getting so much more expensive is because AI is such a power hungry, infrastructure. It's so power hungry. It requires a lot of energy and a lot of cooling to maintain a respectable amount of performance. And I think that's where a lot of these high costs are coming from, because you have the high costs of the materials for the server rooms and for the cooling, and you've got to you also on top of that have to pay somebody to keep track of that kind of stuff, and they're not going to want to be paid $18 an hour to watch a room full of computers, so
You need to maintain it and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, maintain it, and there's not really and me and Faulkie were talking about this, about how Texas is building a lot of stations for the AIs and everything, but they're out in the middle of the desert. So who's that gonna help? That's like Microsoft building the Azure cloud servers off the coast of California, like or Washington. Like, who's that gonna help? I get it. I get it's for infrastructure uses and it's cooling the systems. But AI now, I think, has presented enough issues, deeper issues, ethical issues, and I think, and issues that we couldn't say here on stream. So it to me, I think AI has had, if they can't get this stuff fixed, then AI has every right to go the way of the dodo bird, just like every other overhyped technology that we've had. And
it feels like and I don't mean to cut you off, but it feels like in my opinion,
no, go ahead.
AI got this like really big push over the past 24 months.
Yeah, it did.
And now people have literally drawn, like, there was a developer that came out and said, never, ever, not once will we use or have we used generative AI in any of our games, and if we catch our developers doing it, they will not be here. And I'm like, dude, I didn't know it was that serious up to this point. Like, I had no idea.
It is. Like well, and that's the thing, Thrifty. A lot of these AIs are stealing art and assets from already reputable companies.
Well, sure.
So then you get into a lot of legality problems with that. So if an artist says, I want a blue-looking hedgehog that resembles a familiar video game character, and then it just gives you straight up Sonic the Hedgehog, and you just put it in the game, and then because like you said, AI grabs whatever data is available to it to create the image and create the character. So it could straight up just make a copy and paste, Sonic the Hedgehog or a Super Mario or whatever. And like I said, we see all of these video game companies and media companies and film companies all coming out against generative AI, against the use of AI, just like how you stated, employees would be fired if they used, AI. And I think it is that serious because there is a lot of issues with AI. If you misuse it, it's something so easily to be misused. Instead of it being something that's helpful, it creates a lot more problems than it solves anything. Like, I use AI at work, and I told Faulkie, this thing pulls in so much energy and so much data, it just slows down everything sometimes. Especially if there's bad weather in the area, it just makes it worse. So I sat there and I joked. I said, I swear my grandmother's Windows 95 computer ran faster than this crap. Half the time it doesn't know where anything is. Half the time it makes mistakes. So when you get all these companies saying, oh, well, we want to invest so much money into the market of AI and everything else, like Microsoft with $80 billion. You have, the whole situation going on with OpenAI, how Microsoft gave them money, they ran away with it, went to Apple, and then Apple got what they want out of it. Now OpenAI is kind of a mess right now. You know, ChatGPT is under fire because, you know, kids are, you know, self-deleting themselves because of it. It's bad. And it's like I always make the joke. We've had several films over the last 40 to 50 years that have explained these very moments, and yet we chose to still go ahead with it.
Sorry.
It's like we don't listen. I get there were movies and everyone was like, "Oh, that'll never happen. It's just a movie." Well, guess what exactly is happening right now? So
It's not difficult.
Oh, sorry, Faulkie.
No, you're right. I was just going to add, it's not difficult to be able to predict the future that's going to happen, because if someone thought of what could occur and put it into a movie, there's usually someone there that goes, "Oh, maybe we should try that."
Yeah, we should try that. Let's make a T-180 robot. Yeah, that won't go wrong.
Well, look how close they are now to having AI. What was it? The Neuralink friggin' thing?
Yeah, where you put a chip in your head.
Yeah. So that is something that they have achieved and works apparently. So then the next question is, how do you secure that from being controlled? And then suddenly you've got bio. You know, we're into that realm of, well, biosecurity versus cybersecurity versus how does this thing stand on its own? And when you get into that realm of greyness, and it's not 50 shades of grey, it's like a million shades of grey.
Giggity.
And look, you've got law. No one wants to regulate this thing. No one wants to write laws about this stuff.
Nope.
No government on the planet wants to touch it
No.
because there's just too much money there.
No.
It is getting into a realm of we will either survive it or it will be the destruction of our known society as it is. But having said that, the alternative is we just go back to paying people to do a simple job.
Holy
And-
shit! Can we do that?
Oh my god, Faulkie, that's such a brilliant idea. Give this man a Nobel Peace
I know.
Prize.
He fucking solved the
I know.
whole industry's problem. It's wild.
But
God.
I'll accept cash checks and other favors in that manner. But the
How
Giggity.
about 2 chips and a Coke?
but that's yeah. Well,
How about 2 girls? What? No.
come on, top shelf.
Mm.
Make it about $2 or good.
Bro, I was drinking something.
The point that I'm trying to get to in a horrible way, because I'm just having a good laugh about this, is for the $150,000 to $200,000 it costs to have one person be able to service these AI centers, and you need teams of them.
Yeah.
And the power stations to run them, and all the other infrastructure and tech that goes into it. It's just a stupid amount of stuff that goes into it, right? Where they're saying AI can replace tens of thousands of jobs for the cost of more than tens of thousands of jobs. When you break it down to nuts and bolts, you go, all right, well, maybe the great reset for the cost of labour has occurred, where, well, you desperately need a job because now you've been put out of work. What was a $150,000 job now might just be a $100,000 job. Or I can get 3 people at $50,000 because they're broke and they need the work, and they can make it work, and they don't live a high lavish lifestyle, but they live a simple yet sustainable lifestyle. I can get 3 of them for the price of what AI is going to cost me. AI robots can't make you coffee. But they can't make you coffee. So services industry is always going to be okay.
Yeah.
The trades industry is always going to be okay.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not going anywhere.
I'll have to learn how to work on the ACs that cool these bastards. That's the only difference. Like,
There are going to be skilled trades only doable by humans that will eventuate from this stuff that we don't even know exist yet, because they'll be required to make this stuff work. Or there'll be data scientists that need to work on, so there'll be engineers doing stuff like. There will be new jobs coming because of this shift, and it will be, as you said before, the Industrial Revolution all over again, just in a different guise. And if it means that, again, as I was saying before the show with Cosmic, if these multi-billionaires or trillionaires, if you want to call them, if they solve the cheap energy problem for people and they've figured it out, and then all of a sudden energy can become really cheap because they'll need it to be cheap to offer this AI to everyone and sell it to everyone. Great. And deploy that tech to everywhere and flood the world with regenerative, green, cheap, renewable energies that ticks all the boxes, and off we go. And there's a reset point. And it might be that this AI stuff causes disruption in other markets and other industries that no one is contemplating at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't know unless they try. And the risk of trying is a massive amount of change and a massive amount of upset.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was just going to say, I think my gut feeling is that I feel like it'll just collapse before we even get that chance. Because just at the rate that AI and just how the market for it is just going at the moment.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
it's insane, isn't it?
And the market everywhere seems to be reset. And this is a side note, but at least the housing market over here, my wife and I just got on Zillow and we started looking at houses in Florida. We have family that lives down there, and we just pipe dream every once in a while. Hey, look at Florida. We like visiting. It's fun. And like the housing now is less than what the housing was 3 years ago or 2 years ago. And so like it's starting
recovery from COVID.
It's starting to finally like come down because hey, people don't have as much. They're not making as much, so you can't charge as much. Do you want to actually rent out and or sell your home, or do you just want to hold on to it? Because those are your two options, because nobody's gonna pay you.
Yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble. But, doing an update with one of our chief economists for the area that I work in, and they were saying that there's more red flags present now in domestic and global markets, and especially out of the US and Europe and Japan. There's more red flags now than there was before the 2008 crash and before the 1992 crash.
It's Thrifty. Thrifty's just, he's hyperventilating now.
Well, never mind then. Hey guys, you can support the channel by hitting the join button down there. And you can buy me a carton of eggs. Thanks.
You need a mortgage to get a carton of eggs in America, don't you?
It got there almost, dude. It's
actually no. You need a license for that. You need a mortgage for a TV.
So I'll tell you this.
No, neighbor's got half a dozen chips.
TVs
out the
are cheap. They still come out of China.
Of
no, listen. We had a moment where it was pretty rough over here. It's not that good. Like, and let me tell you this: when just about $1,000 is what we spend a month on groceries. Okay, it's about $250 a week. We try to eat healthy in this house, which healthy food costs more money because it's not pumped full of cheap ass chemicals.
Or 3D printed.
Or 3D printed.
I'd go for 3D printed food, man.
And so
I see some of those AI things, and I'm like, give me that.
We've even started buying our grains. Like we're starting to buy like ancient grains, and we're gonna start milling our own grains. And our grains come from not the USA, because the USA has such terrible food laws that
Farmer Thrifty.
Everything is. This is my wife, guys. Listen, my wife's goal is to keep me living and breathing for as long as humanly possible. And so she makes sure I eat right. She makes sure I does all the right things. She Farmer Thrifty. She makes sure I does all the right things. She takes care of me. She loves me. You building a windmill?
That style of accent, actually, your voice suits that so well. It's scary.
That's really funny. So I was raised in the southern United States all my life. And so, anyways, but like, I forgot what I was saying now. Fuck it. Let's go on to the next topic. PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, sorry, I've got about 15 minutes before I've got to jump out. Sorry.
All right, then let's go to real quick. PlayStation Plus, Lego Horizon, yeehaw, cool. Killing Floor 3, Outlast Trials, Sin Duality. I don't know what that is. I remember the game coming out. And then you get Neon White. We are getting 5 games for the month of December. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hogwarts Legacy, nah. Let's end
the cash.
Let's end with, oh, here we go. We shield for the, or at least I did, shield for the PlayStation Portal earlier. Let's end with a happy note. God, I
Okay.
never get anything accomplished when y'all are on. Okay, let's end with a happy note. PS Portal players can enable couch co-op with a simple trick. All right, this is from PlayStation Lifestyle, and I found out that if you click the refresh button when the little thing pops up that says uh, you have an ad blocker on, if you click refresh and then click it really fast after to stop the screen from loading, it loads in all the text but doesn't get to the chance to load up the pop in. So, found a way around that bullcrap. So, PS Portal players enable couch co-op with a simple trick. PS Portal players are using the handheld for couch co-op with a simple trick that we didn't think of before. Those with a PS Plus Premium membership can now turn every online co-op game into a local co-op thanks to direct cloud streaming, which just left beta. Online games can be turned into couch co-op, blah, 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 blah. As highlighted by Reddit user, a PS5 user can download a game on the console and let their co-op partner sign in with their PSN account to access the game. Then the player with PS Plus Premium membership can cloud stream the same game onto their portal. Yes, this means only one person needs the premium membership and a single copy of a game will do. This way, both players can partner up in virtually any multiplayer or online co-op game, but in the same vicinity. All couch co-op. One with the portal and the other with the DualSense controller in their hand. Frankly, I didn't think of this before until I saw the Reddit post, and I'm certainly be trying this out myself. Blah blah blah. That's freaking sick. That's really cool.
That's actually really cool.
Like, I
Now, was
love
that
that.
Real quick, was that a feature discovered after the update was up, or was that before the update happened?
This is from today. So this
Okay,
is
so
an
that was
article
okay.
she did today. So I don't know when it actually posted, but that's pretty cool. Mirko said, "Neato." Like, I just like that. I like that you can have that workaround. That, like, so I'm getting Cosmic Invasion on, I think, the second, and my son saw it and he's super interested, and my other son saw it and he's super interested. Well, now I have the ability to have my own little screen. Even though you can play that game, that's a bad example. My son wants to play Arc Raiders. Okay, he thinks it's fun. Says it
Mm.
seems like some of the Hive stuff that they do in Minecraft, and so he wants to play Arc Raiders. This gives us a way to both be playing Arc Raiders without me having to get him his own portal or sign up for another PlayStation Plus membership or anything like that. Really cool. Really love that idea. I hope they don't come and turn it off. That's my biggest fear, is like they see that as a loss because you're not getting two subscribers out of that. I hope they don't look at that and take it away. Faulkie, what do you think about this? Do y'all have cloud streaming in Australia? I'm not trying to be funny. I am seriously asking.
I was just about to laugh my ass off. Cloud streaming down here? No. Our
Okay.
internet's too shit.
Okay. I thought.
Well, it's just no. We don't have it. We're probably never going to get it. Our market's not big enough to warrant the investment. Again, like they've got to cover lots of space to be able to make that
Mm-hmm.
thing work, and you'd have to have Elon's Starlink plugged straight into your system to be able to make it work. It's just
It's got
too
a
big.
giant satellite plugged into the portal.
Pretty much.
Oh my
I shouldn't
god.
make light of that actually, because I have seen people who have just plugged a Starlink Unlimited directly into a router and then plugged it directly into their PlayStation, just to play
I,
Fortnite.
I
Just to
I,
play Fortnite.
I just picture David on the train or somewhere on the beach. He's got this giant satellite plugged into him.
He opens up like a
I
James
laugh.
Bond style fucking briefcase,
Yeah.
pulls out the wiring, starts connecting USBs and shit. Like,
Hey, don't laugh. That's how I used to get TV where I grew up on Mum and Dad's farm. We had a massive satellite dish out just on a pole out in the yard pointing at the sky. That was how we got our TV and telephone.
uh,
And it radioed from that point up to a tower that was on a hill about 3 kilometers away, and then that fired it up into space. And it was sketchy at best. Yeah, we don't have cloud streaming for really anything. It's difficult to actually play anything. Like even GeForce Now and those ones aren't really that flash downy. If you can get them.
Huh.
So
That's always
yeah.
wild to me that y'all can play multiplayer games. I've played a couple with Wara. I've played with Josh. It's interesting that y'all can get multiplayer titles to work, but cloud streaming can't.
The demand is the demand on the network is too big.
Hmm.
Um,
The infrastructure is not there, Thrifty.
yeah,
Huh.
and the thing is like this is how great our services are. I can't be at the other end of the house and get the portal to work without it lagging and dragging, and I've got one of the best Wi-Fi routers you can get.
Really?
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
And that thing only takes, well, listen, they say it takes just above 5, but
yeah.
eh, I
Well, you
disagree.
get a giggle out of this. So we've got underground where I am at the moment. We've got fiber to the house. It's not Google Fiber. It's fiber to the house, and I'm supposed to get 100 Mbps guaranteed minimum.
Hmm.
And when we have a really windy day, and we are probably the furthest from the node point by the fiber, which is I think a kilometer, 1.3, 1.4 kilometers away. So it's about a mile away, right? Let's say it's a mile. And from the node to then go to the phone or to the tower, which receives the signal that's broadcast and by line of sight from Melbourne, which is 200 miles away, 250 miles away from where I am. If we get a really windy day, our internet drops from 100 Mbps to maybe 20 Mbps.
Wow.
And everything's underground cable except for the line of sight towers. So that's the main reason, because of the distances covered by radio waves. When you get really shitty weather or really windy days, it just goes to crap. It used to be if you get a really cloudy day that all telephone calls on mobile devices would be really scratchy and crackly because of the static interference from the electricity. So
Dang.
we don't get all the fun tech you guys get.
I even even my area, like there's a local resort up in the mountains where close by where I live, and even when they got new Wi-Fi and everything, because I had a friend, neighbor that works up there, and she says the internet still doesn't work, and yet they've upgraded everything. They've spent so much money to upgrade everything, and it still works the same. Well, that's because you're up in the mountain covered by trees, you know.
Yeah, that's always
Oh, yeah.
that's
It'll
what's
do.
always killed me is like the cell signal stuff, because or like just the broadband signals or the satellite signals, because with my system I had a good computer. I had set up
Mhm.
everything, got everything working, and every single stream that I went in, it was like it was just laggy. It was a problem running the Discord with the uh, websites and how many ads that they put on there and all this other crap. So I had to install this, install that, and then it still didn't work. And man, I think it was Nate and Jez and I at different points all sat there and kept trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And even though I was getting enough uh, signal, like I had plenty, it just wasn't making it to the computer. So I had to get this thing out here called managed Wi-Fi, which basically gives me individual pods that connect wirelessly into my main router. But that pod, even though it's wireless, becomes a wired connection to my computer because it has ports on the back of it.
Yeah.
So you're wireless at one spot, but you're not wireless going into the device. So it makes everything going into the device faster, cleaner, and way more consistent. So I had to like upgrade the system if I wanted to keep doing the podcast, just because it wasn't strong enough to hold it. So when you're like y'all's internet's bad, I'm like, all right, I believe you. But the other thing was that Josh said that y'all invented Wi-Fi, like Australians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Australia invented
fuck?
Wi-Fi.
What?
Yeah. Hey man, if you've got to cover distance and there's a faster way of doing it, we'll figure it out. You get a giggle. You will get a chuckle out of this, right? So this is how the misconception about how big or small Australia is. So I don't know if you guys know the cricket, the sport cricket, the Ashes between Australia and New Zealand is international. It's the big thing, right?
Mhm.
And they played the first game over in Perth, and then one of their cricketers decided that they wanted to come over to Brisbane, which is on the other side of the country. It's the two capital cities are the furthest apart. Decided he wanted to come all the way over to the eastern side of the country, and he go to get here early to do some training and get rested and all the rest of it. And he goes, "Oh, can I drive?" It's a 46-hour drive.
Nearly
So-
It's
two
a
whole days.
46.
46. Yeah, 4 6 hour drive.
hours. And it's taking the most direct route. It takes 4.5 hours to fly from Brisbane to Perth on a good day. Usually they say give yourself 5.5
Really is
hours because you get a
Huge
headwind.
thrifty.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's so when you want to try and find a way to get data from point A to point B, and not have to put a whole heap of cabling in because it's like 1,000+ miles, like 1,500 miles or 2,000 miles or something like that. We figure it out pretty quick. Because way back when Australia was first being, opened up in the early 1900s, mid 1800s, let's put it that way. We used the radio rather than telephone, so this radio broadcasting was a big thing. And when they tried to put phone lines in to connect the country, it was just cost prohibitive. It was faster to just write letters and then deliver them on horseback across the country or via a train to go from Sydney to Perth. At times it was actually faster to sail around the bottom of the country than try and go across it. So it's a big joint. And when we figure out how to do something easier, we lean into it really hard, because although we're really good at working hard, we're even better at finding a lazy way of doing it. So we can just call it quits and go and drink beer.
Y'all are very close to American. Just say, with that definition right there, y'all are very close to. That's why you never want to buy a vehicle made on a Friday in America. Trust me, it'll have problems.
That's an absolute. They stopped building vehicles in Australia. They stopped completely, but it used to be they just didn't make them on Fridays for that reason. I'm not kidding. Ford and GM had Holden, and Toyota made some here, and Mitsubishi made some here for a bit. Monday to Thursday was production days. Friday was training and maintenance days, because there's no point. No one was focused, and they'd all want to knock off at lunchtime anyway.
Yeah. And if you had to finish a brake pedal, well, shit. That's good luck.
Yeah.
No, y'all,
Exactly.
the Holden manufacturer, the Holden facility made the Chevy SS.
Yes, that's correct. That
They
the
did.
Chevy SS was born and bred in Australia.
Yes, it was. It was a 4-door sedan. The two options you had with it were with sunroof or without sunroof. That was it. There was nothing else, and it had a 6.2-liter V8 supercharged in that dude.
Mm-hmm.
4-wheel disc
you
brakes,
guys-
Brembo pads. Oh, it was awesome.
And you know what? You guys got the tuned down version of that car.
Yeah, we did.
What do you mean? It had the
Yeah, we did,
6.2
Thrifty.
still.
We had a version over here which came with 19-inch sports wheels and sports suspension, like semi-racing suspension, and it had the engine ECM was tuned out or tuned up, and they took the engine out to 6.9 or 7.1 liters or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And they cranked the supercharger. They put a bigger size supercharger on it,
Mhm.
and it would do something like 850 horsepower off the showroom floor.
Yeah.
God.
Well, a lot of the cars that come into the U.S. they have that governing chip in it, so they can't really
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
they can't do
Oh.
what most of they can't do most of what the other alternate versions
We
of those same cars.
We had laws put in over here which basically meant when you got to a certain speed, the fuel pumps would stop working on the cars to speed limit them. And it would vary between manufacturer and year of manufacture. It was between 180 and 220 kilometers. and most of our vehicles would be capable of doing 300 kilometers plus out of the showroom. So
That must have been
No,
annoying
nope.
shit.
that's your well. It was easy to sort it out because you just had to pop a sensor off and off you went.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like over here. You can go into the computer and bypass the governor pretty simply. Dealerships
Exactly.
can't do it.
I gotta
they'll
jump
get
off.
Tagged.
Yep,
Faulkie,
sorry, I'm
thank
just getting
you.
nudged.
No,
I got to jump off. Sorry.
no, you're good.
All
Thank
right.
you for coming on. Yeah, I would say Happy Thanksgiving, but you're Australian, so that doesn't work. Thanks for coming
Well,
on,
happy
man.
Thanksgiving to you, gentlemen. Happy Thanksgiving and
Thank
keep
you,
safe
sir.
and enjoy. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
You too.
man. You too.
See you.
Later.
His links and everything are in the description below. You can find him on Braps. You can find him on Mooches. You can find him on mine. You can find him over on Will's. Like, anywhere your favorite podcast is, he's probably
He's
on
there.
it somewhere. Like, he even does some that I've never even heard of. With that being said, though, guys, there are a lot of topics we didn't cover tonight. I'll probably do some videos on them, things like that. Like Xbox getting another price increase. It's not AI's to blame, so they're kind of to blame for their own price increase, which is kind of funny. But we'll talk about that on a video or next week. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is doing worse than Black Ops 6. God, I wanted to cover that too. But more than that, guys, I want to play video games. And it's really hard to play video games when I'm doing the podcast. And I feel like people have... I don't know. I feel like I'm in this season... Not people, sorry. I feel like I'm in this season that, like, gaming is, like, life right now. Like, I'm loving it so much. And I didn't think... I thought I'd have a longer lull after Ghost of Yotei. Just bought Gears of War for the PS5. Hey, it's on sale right now, like for $24, $25?
It's $20. Yeah, $24, $25.
I think so, because it was just on sale for $29, like during the show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, it's a great time to be a gamer. It is okay, so it's $10 off. It's $29. It's just a great time to game. And when I'm sitting here staring at the computer, like, I have it to where if I wanted to, we could just go directly into just hang on, let me show you all this. Oh, no, not going to work. Never mind. I forgot I don't have it set up properly. Anyways, I can go into just gaming, and gaming is what we're here for, right? Like, gaming is there it is. Gaming is the biggest thing that we're here for. It's what brought us all together. It's what we all love to do. It's what we all want to do. Like, and so I think we are going to call it quits tonight. I got to exit out of this. My bad, guys. I think we're going to call it foam stars. Hey, listen, we might. We can talk about this other stuff next week when people don't have holidays to get to and family stuff. Cosmic, man, I appreciate you coming on. Tomorrow is a busy day for me. It's probably a busy day for you. And
Oh, yeah. I got to wake up early.
Everybody does, man. It's going to be crazy. I hope that everybody is safe. I thank you for coming on tonight. My wife was even like, wait, you're doing a show tonight? I was like, yeah, like, because I don't want to delay it until Friday. Want to get it done tonight, have fun. That way, we don't have anything hanging over us. There's nothing we got to be back for. And... Like, it's just, this time of year is my absolute favorite over here because people start getting happy. Like, it's amazing. You get more time off from work, more time with your family, and generally you're a happier person. It's wild.
Yeah.
Isn't
that funny how that works?
It's absolutely wild. Like, and so, guys, thank y'all for stopping by. Seriously, hit the like button on the way out. We're just gamers at the end of the day. I'm not professional. This is not my job. I love coming on here and talking about current events, what's going on in the gaming world. I do videos that are going to be coming back daily. Obviously, there's not going to be one tomorrow unless I just get a little bit of time away from everything, which my wife, it's just the four of us, and she has a list of stuff that we are going to be making tomorrow. I'm going to be eating Thanksgiving food for the next, like, week. Maybe 2. It's gonna be bad.
Be nice to have turkey sandwiches left over for the next week.
Dude, she's gotten on this kick, and it's like, I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. But she's waking up and making this like elaborate breakfast, and like, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm so. And then she's like, yeah. And then when you get up, you can make the blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I will be cooking. I will be cooking tomorrow. She will be cooking, and I will be cooking. We will be cooking. I was told that we will be cooking. So
Thrifty, we need to cook.
yeah, exactly. So I'm excited. I hope everybody has a great day. Cosmic, have you started up your YouTube channel yet?
I say this all the time.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to. The scheduling is not right at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get that. Yeah, I'm trying to get the scheduling down to a point where I feel like I would have enough energy to do it and still be able to have a life.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like,
I desperately want to, because I've got a couple ideas for like live streams and everything else we could do, and you guys want to game with me, want to join me for some of those future live streams, just hit me up on my PlayStation, because I only use Twitter just to laugh at people and then leave after 5 minutes. I do get notifications when people follow me, which is very few and far between, but I'm mainly on Thrifty's Discord. If you guys don't know, Thrifty does have a Discord.
link is in the description below.
Yep, we are all there. Come join the dark side. We have cookies. But I have my CosmicHero handle on PlayStation. It's going to be the same thing. Just make sure you space it, because there was another guy, one of the Discord members tried to friend me, and they accidentally friended some other guy who had a similar handle. So that was that was fun. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to keep on gaming and keep on trucking.
That's what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to keep on gaming. I am... oh, crap. Coming up. Real quick. Coming up, we have a spoiler cast. I'm still trying to nail down the date for. Not next week, because... Oh, no. Next week on the 3rd, we have Logic coming by. So he'll be on the show next week. I can't believe next week is already December 3rd. It made my brain glitch.
Oh my god.
We will have Cosmic coming by next week. And so, yeah, we have him. And, yeah, shout out to Faulkie. Shout out to Cosmic. You can follow both of them on their X accounts in the description below. And if y'all catch me on PlayStation, it is Thrifty PS_GR. That stands for the old moniker for the channel, because I'm too cheap to pay $10 to change my damn name again. That's annoying, and I don't feel like I should have to pay to change my stupid name. So, I keep that out of protest, because that's just stupid. That $10 can buy some game that's on sale. I could get the Metro Trilogy again for $8.99. I could buy all 3 Batman games for $8. I could get Shadow of Mordor, the collector bundle, or not the collector bundle, but the digital deluxe edition that comes with both of them for $7. Like, no. That's money that can be spent on games, and that's dumb. I don't want to spend $10 to do that. It's stupid. Anyways, thank y'all so much for the members here. Do what I do. It pisses me off.
You feel better?
You should get like one free name change every 5 years or something. Like shit. Like, come on. You got to think, if you create your account in college when you're a dumb 21-year-old idiot, and then later on you're like, that name was really dumb. That name's stupid. Who is Big Dong Dingaling 3754? I got a suit on and a business major, and I can't be doing that. Like, come on, like, you gotta think. Like, why are you gonna charge people? Like, let somebody get it. Let somebody just change it. Anyways, that's a whole nother thing. Guys, y'all have a great time. Thank y'all for stopping by. Hit the like on the way out. Subscribe if you have not already. We are out of here. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch you on the next one.